Hey, Snikt, these ones still got juice. Snikt poked his head up, his tall, pointed hat looking sharper than the scrap metal clutched in his greasy teeth. He ran over, moving quickly despite his stubby legs. What are we looking at, Neebs? Neebs picked up the pack of batteries he'd found. These babies still got charge in 'em. He pat the plastic case proudly. Who we? We eatin' well tonight. The two scrap gnomes cackled, their voices barely carrying over the sounds of junk tumbling in the breeze. All they'd ever known in their lives was the landfill, and they wouldn't have it any other way. The filthier, the rustier, the more wasteful, the better. Can you believe humans would throw away batteries that still had a charge in them? Neebs asked his longtime friend. Ha! You kiddin'? I found still edible sandwiches bigger than me, hat and all. Neebs and Snikt had been together as long as they could remember, all the way back to when their teeth were white. They were together when they received their hats, together when they set out on their own, like brothers joined at the hip. That's nothin'. Remember that old line of fish bones we found last week? The burrows never looked so open, Snikt said proudly. Not all the junk they found was food. Some were used as building materials for their secretive buried homes. The marlin skeleton still stood proud in their burrow, its long spine acting as a ribbed ceiling beam, keeping their den tall and roomy. That's what did it? I thought you finally finished your leftovers. They both cackled and skittered down the pile of old electronics. The rumble of a hefty engine echoed through the air. The two gnomes cheered and ran to the noise. The arrival of the garbage truck always meant there were new treasures and more food arriving in their little piece of the world. The rhythmic beep, beep, beep of the metal behemoth backing up gave way to a thunderous clatter of gears, pistons, and crashing garbage. A waterfall of refuse spilled down like a feast from the sky. Neebs and Snikt stood back to watch the cascade from a safe distance and waited for the truck to leave before diving in. Smell that, Neebs? Snikt crowed, diving into a trash bag that likely belonged to a fancy restaurant. That's the aroma of garlic bread and wasted raisins, probably one of them fancy eatin' places' trash. Like we'd care about that. Hey, you know what they say, a human's trash is a scrap gnome's 5-star feast. Neebs dove into a plastic laundry basket that had been cracked in half. Cracked laundry basket, perfect for a new side room, maybe even a skylight. Snikt laughed, his crooked, half-rotten teeth bared. Scraps of paper and a few old fast food boxes rolled past as a strong breeze picked up. Both gnomes stopped their gremlinish cackling and started to run. Beings as small as them couldn't handle a gust of wind, so it was in their best interest to return to their burrow. Aye! Snikt yelped as the wind yanked him backward. His feet lifted clean off the ground, and he tumbled helplessly down a mound of old cans and busted utensils. Neebs bolted after him, tumbling down the slope himself to pursue his friend. Snikt tried to grab onto the handle of an old golf club sticking out of the pile, but rolled too much and hit his head on it instead. Snikt! Neebs slid past the obstacle and soon met his friend at the bottom of the slope. Are you all right? Snikt groaned as he clutched his head. His hat had fallen off, leaving his baldness exposed, also displaying the nasty gash he'd gotten on the way down. It's nothing worse than I already had. I'll live. They both got to their feet and hobbled hastily to their burrow, safe from the growing wind. Nothing was truly clean in there, but Neebs was able to find something clean enough and bandage Snikt's head. Old weather gave me a run for it, huh? Snikt chuckled. One of these days it'll catch you for good. I overheard something on the humans' telly-whatevers about a storm that's gonna come through here in about a day or two. Neebs tightened the bandage. We should stock up and hold ourselves in down here till it passes. Snikt sputtered. Bah, blasted weather. Neebs could only laugh. Life in the junkyard wasn't perfect, but Neebs and Snikt stuck together like rust on a wrench, sometimes a little too literally. Storms came and went, but their bond was weatherproof. They would argue to others that that's why they lasted so long compared to most. Teamwork, an inseparable brotherly bond, looking out for one another. The wind picked up, but the mound their burrow sat under remained firm.